Man, please, this is like something. You know, subliminal, I'm physical, financial, and mental to be incredible. When mama comes, she want a soldier. Not the type be in the tank, but in the rover. Please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh, yeah, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all already know it.
You're gonna come give us some massages here?
Massages for the referees?
All right, welcome back. It was a short-lived break here on Field 1 of the North American Invitational Sevens. Right now we have a rematch of the men's game we just saw.
Yeah,
it's the Utah Lions women against the Upright Rugby Rogues from Canada. This time we have the contrasting jerseys. So well done to the Utah Lions women's manager, Coach Orlando Pullo, their assistant Jeremiah.
They got an alternate set of jerseys. It's amazing. Now
Yep.
we can tell the difference between the two.
And
a great Utah try right here.
It was a fantastic Utah try, getting on the board quite early here in the match. This is another kind of rivalry game. These guys have played each other. They played each other in the Las Vegas Invitational back in March, and it was the Utah Lions that came away victorious. Looking to repeat that effort yet again today. This is Upright Rugby from Canada, an Ontario-based team.
I've been waiting for this match all day. I really have been. Both these teams are just phenomenal.
That kick was phenomenal. That was a long, wide kick. I believe that was Kat Stowers from Utah on the attempt. But the kick is good, and it is Utah Lions going up 7-0 early against Upright Rugby. So both these teams familiar with each other, and they're going to get even more familiar as they face off in this European Sevens Championship taking place in October in France. So while it's a European Women's Sevens, there are teams, the Canada Maple Leafs, their Junior Sevens team, as well as the couple representatives from this Utah Lions side going to be involved in that program. It is Upright Rugby now that has the ball on attack, but is Utah coming away? So a little bit of bobble there in the ruck.
We have a rogue ref running onto the field in case you saw that.
I did see that. I was just kind of ignoring it. But I guess for our viewers back home to know what's going on.
There's a ref running out there thinking he was missing something, but no, we're taking care of.
Yep.
It wasn't a streaker, I promise. It was just a rogue ref.
We did have a rogue left shark.
Yeah.
Run onto the field at Cape Fear, Katy Perry's Supertime halftime show, and everybody enjoyed it, but they didn't get it on the film, and Left Shark picked the ball up and scored a try, doing it all with a beverage in hand. So it was a crowd favorite there at Cape Fear.
You get everything at this NAI tournament here in Salt Lake. Refs running out, jerseys swaps.
I'm just really hoping for a refs versus coaches game, if we can get that to happen at some point tomorrow in the in-between. We'll nominate our top refs, our fastest refs. I have a torn calf.
So what?
Not wise. I can't run right now. I tore my calf playing in Spain about a month ago, so I've been suffering through that and still forcing myself through hikes, so I'm not doing myself any favors in my recovery.
I just blame old age.
But I really wanted to grab that swap reference with our tournament. One of our tournament chairs here, Eric Swap, that's right behind us. That's done so much with this Utah Lions program to grow. They've grown from just being the boys to having the women's here in their first year. Or girls, I should say. I guess we're in high school, so it's the distinctions. But good pressure here from Upright against the Rugby Utah side. And it is Upright that comes away with the ball, but no, says referee Michelle O'Brien. She's indicating offsides. So Utah getting a little bit lucky there.
Very similar styles of play between these two teams. They're both physical, but they're both very fast and very well coached.
I will agree with all of those statements. These are very skilled teams. There's going to be so many names from these rosters that are going to be names in Rugby for a while. And oh my goodness.
Good fan. Can she go all the way? Take it to the house. No,
lucky number 13 there, Charity Tenney with a breakaway, but it was a fantastic tackle by Upright and forcing the knock-on, so now they've got the possession. This might be one of those swings like we saw just in that Rhino game against Eagle Impact where we saw it could have gone.
She beat her on the corner. She can. She got her on the corner. Wow, great speed.
She reminds me of Heather from the England team, Heather Fisher.
She does.
And not just because of the hair.
Yeah. That's true.
That's a physical player,
look at that-
able to
look at
poach the
the-
ball, that's able to run.
Well, look at the dynamic of sevens. I mean, you had a Utah Lion player break away with a great dummy, get all the way down to about the 10-meter line, gets tackled, a great try-saving tackle, and moments later, upright scoring, and an 80-meter try. I mean, that's the nature of sevens, and it's fun, it's fast-paced, very exciting.
And we are tied at 7-all here with about 2 minutes left to go in the first half of action. It'll be about 2 minutes by the time the kickoff is taken. So Upright will be kicking to Utah, 7-all. And this is an evenly matched game. This is a highlight of my day, being able to see these two teams play each other. We did see their men's team face off against each other when they were the white on white due to the jersey similarities. But at this point, the focus is all on these young ladies playing two fantastic teams. We mentioned it earlier today that this Upright Rugby team has 4 players on it that are going to be playing with Canada for the U18s. They're quite skilled on the field.
Oh, an interception. Wow. Great awareness. Read that like a book. Is that too cliche?
No, never.
What's another one we could use? I mean, I read that like a book. I can't think on the spot that fast enough.
You know, it just has to come naturally when you flow with things like that. You know, you can't force it. So, you know, if you want to see anybody in the game that's an expert at all the sayings, it's got to be Dallin Stanford. So shout out to Packy,
It's true.
the rugby corner. He, I am assuming, is probably refereeing. He's probably commentating and calling the pro rugby match tomorrow, the decider between Denver and Ohio. Those teams will be, not tomorrow because today's not Saturday. Today, Friday is a rugby day.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to blame this Utah altitude and heat.
I think Al Gore did that in one of the presidential debates in Denver.
Well, I won't claim to invent the internet, so. But great action here. It is Upright Rugby leading 14-7 over the Utah Lions. Let me go over this Utah Lions roster. There are just some fantastic players here. Some solid nicknames as well. We've got number 7 Boots out there. We've got Spiff at number 12.
Great names, too. Not only great players, but great names.
Yep, and this is a team comprised of players from Utah United, from Harriman High School, Snow Canyon, so that's about 4 hours away. And they've got a couple of unique jersey numbers. They're going all the way down 13 and 14, so there's no number 2, 4, or 5 on the field today. They're rostered with 11.
Oh, that's my favorite number.
There's no number
that's
2.
My number.
They retired it in your honor.
That's right. I remember that. We had a big ceremony a couple of weeks ago. How did I forget that?
So focused on the action on the field that you're forgetting your major life moments.
It's the elevation and heat.
Would put it on the scrum there. That was Kat Stowers from Utah with the put in and a quick pass out. That ball came quickly out of the scrum. We saw a little bit of a dive pass due to the pressure from Upright. And yep, I think you're correct there. We see a scrum indicated to Upright Rugby, currently leading 14-7.
Pressure's on from Upright. I mean, they're putting a great defense, playing great defense, and when they're on offense, when they have the ball, they're attacking with vigor. I mean, they're getting really strategic, but they're going at them hard.
They really are, and this is a team that just played a Magnificent Sevens in Toronto last week, and like we mentioned before, they have 4 players that are going to be playing with the Canada U18. So that's Danielle Grant, Olivia Apps, Taylor Hurd, and Tia Swabda. Taylor is their team captain, and then Tia has 2 sisters that just played here in rugby, here in Utah 2 weeks ago in the USA Canada match. Of course, also France and England were here for the full Super Series, so they would have played in all the games. That's her sisters Katie and Sarah, and all 3 of them will reunite at McMaster. This entire Upright team are actually all high school graduates too, so they will all be moving on and playing CIS rugby up in Canada. So we'll see their names in many, many different tournaments, and I imagine in some of the World Rugby Series to come. We said we're calling it at least 4 players from this NAI Sevens between the girls and the boys are going to be playing in Tokyo 2020 because it's the future of rugby here.
I'm going to say more than that.
I would be inclined to agree with you.
I'm going to up you 1. I'm going to say 5. Just because.
I guess we'll just have to keep coming back every year to track this progress. Can we get a 5-year contract on announcing here?
Yeah, who's got the Excel spreadsheet out?
I'm sure someone does back home. So we see another try. Or that just might be the half. We were looking around to find someone to validate a 7. Okay, well then in that case, Utah is lucky to not have another try put in by the Upright Rugby Rogues because Upright Rugby has come on strong in the last 5 minutes of this half.
We'll see what kind of adjustments Utah can make here and see if they can level the scores at the beginning of the half. But again, we got another barn burner. Some great athletes. Great athletes on both teams, and it's just really exciting rugby.
It is. Good efforts. We'll see if we can listen in and get any points from these coaches here. We'll come back to you after the half here at the North American Invitational Sevens Tournament from the Regional Athletic Complex in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's the girls U18 Elite bracket. I am Liz Entwistle.
And My name is Matt Wonderly, and it's a pleasure being here with you this weekend.
All right, we're gonna get some water and keep hydrated and be back in a moment.
The question is, is she the one? 'Cause I don't know if she could be that girl that'll make me smile, that'll make me smile. If there's a girl out there for me, somebody to love, somebody to hold and cherish, then you know we're together. This moment I'm thinking that I've been feeling to be that girl that make me smile, and hold her hand, and she won't tell me out, and fall in love, and share our lives. But the question is she the one? 'Cause I don't know if she could be that girl that make me smile.
What do you have for score?
Live. Yeah, she's literally like, yeah, she's good, yeah. And she's like the hardest man.
And we're back with the second half of action here at the North American Invitational. This is the girls U18 Elite Division. Upright Rugby in white kicking off to the Utah Lions in blue. It is Upright Rugby that is owning a 14-7 lead. It was Utah that was on the board first in the first half. This is a hotly contested match. Been back and forth, great physicality between both teams. We have referee Michelle O'Brien in the middle, and we are lucky enough to have Ashley Birch running touch on our side of the field this half. Ashley, no stranger to those of you that know rugby in the States, especially this United State of rugby that is Utah. Played her high school rugby at Snow Canyon. She moved on and played college rugby under scholarship at Davenport University. She is a multiple-time national champion. They won the 15s title as well as the 7s title this year. They won the D2 7s title last year as well. And Ashley's actually going to be transferring and taking her talents to Central Washington University like so many other players we see in this tournament this weekend.
Good to have her back home for a little while.
She's actually been training and coming out and working with this Utah Lions team too. So it's been working hard all summer long. But just a fantastic
great
player.
dummy. Can she go to the house?
Oh, this is Spiff. This is Alex.
Wow. Great play.
Alex Cedric, known as Spiff. So Utah is going to look to even the score here, pending a conversion kick right in front of the post. This is exactly the way that you want to enter, want to open a second half when you're trailing.
Get the momentum swinging back in your favor, absolutely.
Yep. And they came from pinned deep back in their own territory. It was a penalty that created that. They had to go 90 meters downfield to get the try.
What do they say? What do they call that now? Take it to the crib?
Take it to the house?
To the house?
To the crib.
To the crib. Is it the crib?
I don't know. You're Utah.
Are they saying that now? Am I not hip enough?
I'm hip. I'm with it.
Taking it to the crib. Reference.
So 14 all here in the second half of action.
Looks like we missed the kick.
I heard a whistle indicating that the kick was good. We just
did we
see
make
if we can get the scoreboard updated.
Let's confirm that.
And now we have thank you to our friends at Rugby Ontario passing us the roster. So now we'll get you even more information here. They've got multiple number ones on the field. Number one with the ball in her hand right now is Liv Apps. So she is one of those players that will be playing for Canada with the U18s. And again, dubbed her earlier, she is Heather Fisher Jr. If you're a fan of women's rugby and have been watching England, especially watching Team Great Britain in the Olympics starting next week, she's got the same speed, physicality, and size. And now she's got a penalty for her team. So it is going to be upright with a little bit of attack. Number 3, Taylor Hurd, their captain on the ball with the tap, and it is an unfortunate knock-on. We talked a little bit earlier about that, that energy. You know, maintaining your focus of attention and maintaining energy on the field, thinking maybe just one step too far ahead here on that quick tap and go. So now it's going to be a scrum to Utah where it was an upright penalty. This will be Kat Stowers from Rugby Utah, from the, Utah Lions, putting the ball in. in that scrum half position, wearing number 9 like she would for 15s, although if we were in traditional
great
7, she'd
turnover
be a
scrum.
number 4. And that is that number 3, Taylor Hurd, that comes away with the ball. A little bit of a maul situation, not too common in 7. She gets down, now it's a ruck. And that is Liv Apps with the pass out to their number 15, that is Rochelle.
Good tackle, good tackle.
And again, this is a very experienced Upright team. All of these girls have graduated from high school and will be advancing on to college rugby. So that number 5 out there on the far wing, Danny Grant, we noticed her in the earlier games. She couldn't quite connect on the pass, so it's going to be a scrum to Utah on the knock-on. But number 5 was certainly a presence in the Uprights games earlier today. Showed quite a burst of speed with her try-scoring abilities.
There's a lot of speed on the pitch today, isn't there?
You know, if I were looking, you know, we talked about crossovers to rugby, but what about crossovers from rugby? Are these girls fast enough to run in the Olympics? We've actually had some rugby players. I know there's a player that was looking at Life University. She ended up with a track offer to go to college up in New England and is actually going to be going to Life for rugby instead.
Wow.
You know, but if you can get that speed, you know, you could look at some of these athletes being multi-sport athletes in college the same way that you have a lot of football players run track.
Absolutely. I mean, speed kills, especially in 7s.
Especially when you combine speed with the ball handling skills that both of these teams have.
You take it to the crib.
That sounds I guess we're going to make it happen. It'll be your fetch.
Oh, did that touchdown or was it a knock?
We're going to get a review here with the referee.
Oh,
that is that number 5, Danny Grant. We were just talking about her speed before.
Great
Fantastic defense.
Yeah.
This is where if you are that ball carrier for Utah, you hope your teammates are letting you know that you do have that pressure behind you or letting you know if you do need to dive.
They're calling it a knock-on. Great try-saving tackle there. Heads-up play. Can't get complacent like that. You gotta go all the way through.
So we had a little break just to confirm the scores on the field. We've been told that Upright missed one of their kicks earlier in the game, so it is 14-12 where Utah is leading. Utah is going to be looking to add to their lead. It is a scrum put in for Upright Rugby, but Utah is certainly going to be looking to push us over and steal the ball, and we'll be looking for Kat Stowers on an aggressive tackle opportunity if she can. So Kat makes a connection here, but it is Upright that gets the pass off. That's Danny Grant there with the ball carrier, a punishing tackle by Kat Stowers. So look at her getting go, and excuse me, that was number 13. That was Charity Tenney on the second tackle there. And now it's Upright with a little bit of a misconnection in their passing. That is Liv Apps carrying the ball, one of the 2 number 1s on the field for Upright Rugby, or on the roster, I should say. And now she's drawn a penalty. So we'll see how Upright might be able to capitalize on this. They've certainly done it many times in their earlier games today. So that was their other number 1 for Upright, Maddie Cohen. Maddie, another player that we've been told has gotten some looks from Canada too. And look at this. Wow, that was quite the breakdown. That was Kat Stowers at number 9 for the Utah side, and then their number 3, Monica Wynn from Harriman High School there, stealing the ball, getting it out wide. Now it is Utah on the attack once again. So we're looking back and forth, and it looks like she may be through. This is Charity Tenney again. She was the ball carrier from before. It is number 5 in pursuit again. This time Charity is sure to dot that try down.
Absolutely, she was making sure of it that time. She went down with the whole ball in hand, tucked against her body instead of dotting it down with one hand and standing up.
And that's actually a really good point too. When you're looking at playing rugby and really thinking about the sport, what hand are you carrying the ball in?
Right.
So you know where you need to protect yourself, you know where defense is coming from. You're looking in that situation, you'd want to have the ball tucked away so that way you can get your stiff arm to create separation. We think of stiff arm as wanting to like push people down and like have this like punishing contact point, but you're really trying to get yourself away. And we've seen some.
Are you trying to stiff arm me?
No, I'm just. If we had viewers at home, you would know if I was trying to stiff arm you, Matt. Come on.
Shouldn't have fed me away from you? Is that what it is?
But you know, we're looking at the little details that make the differences in these games when you have the high skilled athletes. So these girls are all fast, they're all fit. So what are the little differences? It's looking at footwork, it's looking at things like kicking ability, looking at speed of catch pass, communication, and having the ball in the right arm when you have those breakaways.
Absolutely. And when you go into the try zone, I mean, you see so often at a high level them diving to the ground to avoid any knock-on of any sorts or any trailing defender knocking the ball out of your hands.
So the game ends here. We have Utah Rugby coming away with a 21-12 victory over Upright. It was a hotly contested match. Kicks mattered, little things.
And they did, yeah.
And then, you know, there was a potential of having missed that try. Utah redeems itself. The same player, Charity Tenney, gets the try to put the game away. They come away 21-12 victors over Upright Rugby from Canada. This puts Utah Rugby Academy at 2-0 on the day. This is Upright's first loss, and I cannot wait to see these teams play against Atlantis and Atavus and come away with the rest of the teams in this tournament. Rocky Mountain, of course, is going to be looking to improve on their earlier games today. And we have the Rhino U18 Girls Elite yet to see on field 1 here too. So if you're looking for all the scores and all the updates and all the action, we have 4 fields of play going on NAI7s.com. Also check Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, the North American Invitational.